here is the Writer's Almanac for Thursday. It's the 16th of September, 2021. It's the birthday of the man who gave us the refrain, "The highwayman came riding, 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 the highwayman came riding," up to the old inn door. Alfred Noyes, the poet, born in Wolverhampton, England, in 1880. It's the birthday of the woman who said in her famous husky voice, "You do know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow." It was Lauren Bacall. She was born Betty Joan Perske, New York City, 1924. She took her mother's name. She became Betty Bacall, took acting lessons. She was a theater usher, part-time model, got on a magazine cover. The wife of the producer Howard Hawks saw her, told her husband to give the girl a screen test. He put Betty Bacall in his new film To Have and Have Not. She had been very nervous during her screen test, and to keep her face from trembling, she pressed her chin down and looked up at the camera. And that look, a sort of coquettish look, became known as the look. She was just 19. She became a star, and she married the star of that picture, Humphrey Bogart. And it's the birthday of an English king whose real life is less famous than the play written about him, Henry V, born in Monmouth, Wales, in 1387. Shakespeare brought Henry V to life in Henry IV, Part I, as Prince Hal, who, along with his old friend Sir John Falstaff, is interested in drinking and women and being witty, and who, in Henry IV, Part II, is transformed from a wayward son into a leader. And at the end of the play, he cuts his ties with Falstaff and his other low-life friends. And in Shakespeare's Henry V, he goes on to unite England and France at the Battle of Agincourt. The battle took place on October the 25th, St. Crispin's Day. Henry's army of less than 10,000 against 30,000 French soldiers. It was a huge victory for the English, but it took its toll on Henry. He contracted dysentery. He died 7 years later. But in Shakespeare's Henry V, he gets to deliver a great inspirational speech. He says, "This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whiles any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day." Here's a poem for today by Joseph Stroud entitled Knots. Trying to tie my shoes, clumsy, not able to work out the logic of it, fumbling as my father stands there, his anger growing over a son who can't even do the simplest thing for the first time, can't even manage the knot to keep his shoes on. You think someone's going to tie your shoes for you the rest of your life? No, I answer, 45 years later, tying my shoe, hands trembling with this memory. My father, and all those years of childhood, not being able to work out how he loved me, a knot so tight it has taken all my life to untie. A poem by Joseph Stroud, Knots, from Of This World, published by Copper Canyon Press, used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac, funded by donations from listeners like you, now available on PRX for distribution by your local radio station. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.